Cambodia, Pakistan laud bilateral peacekeeping cooperation. Cambodia and Pakistan laud the progress and are committed to further strengthen bilateral cooperation in peacekeeping. In pictures, Mr. Grand Cambodia 2022 ready to compete in Puerto Rico final. Mr. Grand Cambodia 2022, Yothan Vanna, is getting ready to compete in the grand final in Puerto Rico. In pictures, fire reported at Royal University of Phnom Penh. Police say that a fire at the Royal University of Phnom Penh last night was caused by faulty electric current. Heavy rain, thunder and winds on the way for Cambodia. The Ministry of Water Resources and Meteorology issued a notification on the weather situation in Cambodia from March 30 to April 5, 2022. UN analysis shows link between lack of vaccine equity and widening poverty gap. New analyses released by the UN Development Programme (UNDP) show that only a tiny proportion of COVID-19 vaccines have been administered in developing countries, leading to a widening gap between rich and poor. Pre-Sihanouk Traffic Police Chief suspended. Pre-Sihanouk Provincial Deputy Police Chief in charge of traffic has been suspended over alleged misconduct in dealing with traffic accidents irregularly in Sihanoukville. Parents sue school director for slapping student. A primary school director has been sued by the parents of a student who he allegedly slapped and caused injuries to the eardrum in Banteay Mean Chea province. Cambodians to celebrate Khmer traditional New Year festival in April. Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen on March 28 once again affirmed that Cambodians can celebrate the Khmer traditional New Year festival in mid-April, after 2 years of suspension due to the COVID-19 outbreak. Cambodia's ASEAN envoy visit key step to settle Myanmar issue. The special envoy of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations chair on Myanmar is looking forward to more exchanges and a joint consultative gathering later, after his first visit to Myanmar was generally considered positive. 7 from Cambodia tested positive for COVID-19 in Thailand. 7 out of 34 imported cases reported in Thailand on Monday came from Cambodia and 15 other countries. Application for extension to foreigner work permit cards validity extended to May 31. The application for extension to the validity of foreigner work permit/employment card for 2022 has been extended until May 31, 2022, without fines for foreigners who have foreigner work permit/employment card for 2021. Japanese PM's visit to Cambodia strengthens bilateral ties. The recent visit to Cambodia by Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has strengthened bilateral relations. Work on China-funded auditorium building begins at Cambodia's Army Institute. The construction work of a China-funded auditorium building began at the Army Institute here in Phnom Sruach district on Monday. Crunch time. Thai police indicate major joint ops against phone scammers. Cambodian authorities are keeping mum over a purported plan by Thai police to conduct a joint crackdown against the nationals who are working as call center scammers in the kingdom. Phnom Penh Capital Administration gears up for approaching Nai. The Phnom Penh Capital Administration is in the process of preparing the city for the celebration of the Khmer New Year and to welcome the expected flow of tourists during the holidays. Public advised on safety measures for Khmer New Year. The National Police has urged the public to be vigilant and safeguard their belongings as they travel home for the Khmer New Year next month. NEC removes 10 BSDP candidates from polls list. The National Election Committee, NEC, yesterday delisted 10 candidates from the Beehive Social Democratic Party, BSDP, in Phnom Penh, from contesting in the June 5 commune election, over their not wanting to take part in the polls. CPP unperturbed by boycott threats for commune election in June. CP last week warned it will boycott the polls if the pre-election atmosphere was still bad, citing alleged intimidation and threats by local CP officials, with the ongoing arrest of its commune council candidates. CPU Center being built to handle crimes against children. A Child Protection Unit, CPU, center costing about $15 million, will be built along National Road 2 to fight crimes against children. PM praises higher vaccination rate among children. Prime Minister Hun Sen expressed optimism and appreciated the vaccination rate among children, despite rumors that Chinese vaccines caused cancer. COVID test resumes for migrant workers ahead of New Year rush. The Health Ministry has reimposed COVID-19 rapid tests for migrant workers, as authorities stepped up efforts to control the spread of new variants of the virus. Border officials told to stop illegal import of live animals and meat. The Cambodian Livestock Raisers Association has called on relevant authorities to stop illegal imports of live animals and meat at the border checkpoints, as they could pose a potential threat to human health if the animals are infected and the meat contaminated or is of low quantity. India and Cambodia sign MoU on temple preservation. India and Cambodia on Friday signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MoU, on conservation and preservation of Ashram Maharasi Temple in Kampong Tom Province. South Korea funded ENT treatment building hailed. Dozens of patients yesterday hailed the inauguration of a South Korean-funded ear, nose and throat treatment building at Preang-Juong Hospital, saying that they now have access to a better health system. Motorists urged to sign up for vehicle inspection. At least 500,000 vehicles in the country have not been inspected by the Motor Vehicle Technical Inspection Centres, according to Public Works and Transport Minister Sun Chanthol, as he appealed to motorists to sign up for inspection in line with the laws to ensure public safety. Government lets village guards safeguard polling stations. The Ministry of Interior has allowed village guards to safeguard the polling stations across the country, in addition to the existing police officers and military police, for the upcoming commune election. Inauguration of ENT building, an achievement of Cambodia-Korea bilateral relations. The Cambodia-Korea Friendship ENT building is an achievement of the good cooperation between the two countries, Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen said when officiating the building's inauguration ceremony held here yesterday. Ministry of Public Works to use ground-penetrating radar to check road quality. The Ministry of Public Works has started using an imported modern cutting-edge technology, nuclear densitometry meter, to check the quality of roads, instead of drilling holes and testing them in the laboratory. Cambodia chairs 5th WG on COP on Culture of Prevention for a Peaceful and Inclusive Society. The 5th meeting of the ASEAN Working Group on the Declaration on Culture of Prevention, COP, for a Peaceful, Inclusive, Resilient, Healthy and Harmonious Society, was held on March the 28th, focusing on 7 key agendas. Aspire supports 144,500 farmer families affected by climate change. The Agriculture Services Programme for Innovation, Resilience and Extension, Aspire, has disbursed financial assistance and seeds to support 144,000 farmers' families affected by the climate change challenge.